right, let's be real about predictions.
Yeah.
What is good? What is good? What is good?
I'm trying to predict something without actually saying it by the title of my name by saying Final Four. I'm just going to put Final Four there. I'm going to put a question mark, and I'm going to leave there where it is.
Okay.
All right, my
good.
friend.
I know what you're talking about.
We all know what you're talking about.
I'm just going to leave there where it is.
We know what we're talking about.
I honestly do not think the world is ready for what's about to transpire in this city. I do not think the world is ready.
I know we don't have a we don't have a segment on this, but I know they played LOC, referring to the Memphis basketball team. Sorry for those who don't know, but Memphis Tiger basketball team looks great. And I know they play LOC. I know, it's an exhibition game, whatever, but they look good. I will say that. Final Four is in New Orleans, not that far. But
snap!
There you go. See. See.
I got to go ahead and get my flight and my Zion jersey ready.
Oh man! Whoa! Now you doing too much. Now you got too much.
All right, I'll start the show.
I can wear a Zion jersey.
All right, Trevor.
No, you cannot wear a Zion jersey. But speaking of New Orleans and Final Fours and things of that nature. Before I start with my Tunica Trevor segment, I forgot to update you guys last week. Excuse me, with my results from 2 weeks ago. So ended up going 4-1 2 weeks ago, and then just last week I went 2-1. Almost a perfect week, but not close, but no cigar. Unfortunately, thanks to the Panthers. But so now it brings my record on the season to 20-15. So your boy's still riding high over 500 right now with these picks and these bets. So with that being said, today in the college, as I mentioned to the guys before we started, we're going to be in the trap today because it is nothing but trap games today in the world of college football. Seems as though everybody has a spread unless they're just completely garbage. Everyone's spread is at least 4 or less for most of these good matchups. So, and for this one, I'm going to stay in the SEC for these two. This is good. My first one's going to be kind of an upset pick, but I think this is probably going to happen. They're actually favorite. I'm going to take Auburn as a 2.5 favorite at home against Ole Miss. Ole Miss, of course, is coming off pretty much has been rolling pretty much the entire season. Of course, their last few games, they were at Neyland. Of course, the big win at Neyland. They blew out LSU. But they got injuries piling up, and it's only so much and so long that you can keep this thing on the road going, whatever. So, they had the home game against LSU. I'm sorry, but it's at some point, Ole Miss is going to take some kind of a dip, just a little bit. Then they have these injuries piling up. Auburn is actually pretty good. They'll be able to run the football, especially with Bo Nix and things of that nature. So this is definitely a trap game.
Bo Nix is still playing for
Yes,
Auburn?
he's still the quarterback for Auburn. Yes.
I feel like Bo Nix has been there for like 5 years.
Yeah, it feels like it. But Auburn will be able to run the football, should be able to run the football exceptionally well. Ole Miss is a little banged up from all the injuries suffered over the past couple of weeks and things of that nature. Ole Miss can still win this game, but I think Auburn ultimately pulls away, and I think they cover this 2.5 spread. So give me Auburn by 3 there. Staying in the SEC and staying with another quote-unquote top team. I'm looking at Kentucky at Mississippi State. I'm actually not going to bet the spread on this one. I'm actually going to look at the over-under, which is around 40. I think it's 46.5 to 47. So give me the over there because I think a lot of points. I wouldn't say a lot of points is going to be scored, but I think it's going to be just enough to cover the over there. Looking along the lines of a 27-23 or 30-27 type of deal. Game could go either way with those. So yeah, give me Kentucky and Mississippi State. Give me the over 47. Give me Auburn as a 2.5 point favorite against Ole Miss today for college. As far as the NFL is concerned, the easiest one I can give you guys, Buffalo 14-point favorite at home against Miami. That's the easiest one I can give you there. It should even be 14. Honestly, this should be in the 20s. This spread should be in the 20s. Buffalo coming off the loss to Tennessee at home against the Miami team, who they already put 35 up on with no problem. So 14 is a pretty easy spread for Buffalo to cover there. And for my last one, I will save because it's one of the pick'em games. As far as the local bet, your best local bet is probably the Grizzlies tonight, just by default. Grizzlies are a 2-point favorite against Miami tonight. The Titans are a 3-point underdog against the Colts. Of course, Sharky would tell you more so about the Titans and the Colts than I can, because it seems like Tennessee just cannot beat Indianapolis for whatever reason. Or if you just really just feel like just really taking a chance, you can bet on Vanderbilt being able to stay within 2 touchdowns against Missouri today. So those are my bets for the week. Questions, concerns, suggestions, I'm open.
There's one for you.
I got Mike Patton, 2 on the AFC South, man.
Kentucky
This is on my
defense gonna
Titan
step
show.
up and now allow as many points. Typically, with a good, I agree. Kentucky defense is pretty nice, but in games like this, especially in the SEC, when it's a good defense, somehow, some way, 20 plus is going to get scored. So that's why I'm looking to take the over here. So this could be one of them games where Kentucky's defense just has an outlier and not show up. That's why I declared this week trap week, because every single game is a trap for anybody that's ranked, because it's a favorable matchup that can go either way. But Kentucky defense is great. This is a get-right game for Buffalo. Yes, it's definitely a get-right game for Buffalo, because a lot of people felt they should have beat Tennessee last week. But okay, but Miami's the perfect matchup for them to get themselves back together. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think one more thing to add to your point, Trevor, is going back to what you said about unranked teams beating ranked teams. I think this year statistically there's been more upsets in that category as far as unranked teams beating ranked teams. I think this year's set the record already. So I just think that it's, as much as we scream like we want, we don't want the powerhouses of Alabama, Clemson and Ohio State. Like it's still a lot of talent like throughout these other programs, and so I think that's why we're starting to get get all these upsets. So I like it. It's definitely providing.
And to this point, that's kind of why, to your point right there, is why I stayed away from Georgia and Florida. I think 14 points is a little high for their game. I know it's going to be played on a neutral site, but I think it's still in Florida. So Florida could very well show up and make this a game. So there you go.
Actually, I was about to make this point right here. We beat the Colts the last 2 times we played them now. So it's more so, can we sweep the Colts more so than can we beat them?
I stand corrected. Hey, I am human. I make mistakes at times. So, hey, it is what it is. But
last couple years, it's been 1-1. So it's like, can we finally sweep them now?
Yeah.
I saw an extra bit this tomorrow. I know it's a road game, but the Rams at the Texans, Tyrod Taylor is back, but they're not starting him. They're still going to start Davis Mills, and they are the 15.5 point favorites over the Texans on the road. What you think?
15.5
the Rams.
Texas, the Rams.
Houston. Yeah. I know Detroit last week, I think they didn't cover them. Detroit kind of played them close, so it can.
Detroit played them close, but see,
Detroit played everybody close.
Detroit plays hard. They just can't get over the hump.
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor not playing. Remember that. If he was playing,
Tyrod Taylor's not playing.
I'll take that.
I think I would take that. I would take the spread for the Rams. But someone's telling me they're gonna play with their food too much, man. I need that Stafford to come out.
They do play the Titans next week, so it could be a look ahead somewhere.
Yeah, and that's the one. That's one of them deals. Like, they should cover this. They should cover this in the first half and be done with it. But I stayed away from that one just for that point alone. I think they're gonna kind of cruise a little bit, try to do just enough to win, because they're probably focused on the Titans next week.
Yep. Like you said, Texas trying to lose.
Yeah.
Obviously, start Davis Mills over in Tyrod Taylor right now.
The Houston Texans and that entire organization, they just need a blessing. Like they got so much like stuff going on with them, like this whole Deshaun Watson thing. We not even know who the hell is playing quarterback for them week in and week out. Like that entire organization just needs prayer, I think.
Yeah, I love my division.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Must be nice to have a guaranteed win every year. Well, we used to have that for sometimes, but anyway. Was there any other questions, comments, suggestions on bets for this week?
Nope. Tennessee Vols on the bye.
Yeah, the Vols and the Tigers are on the bye. That's why I said Memphis, the Grizzlies get the default best bet. You could obviously go with the Titans because the Titans have been rolling as well. And then again, if you just feel like losing money or you just feeling lucky, you could bet that Vanderbilt will stay within 17 points against Missouri. So
they could. Hey. Yeah, I'll stay away from them. Took the safe side. And shout out to my homie Mike Patton, host of the 2 on AFC South, who coming. He was just on my
shout out.
Previous Let's Tighten Up shows. So real good guy. Be sure to check him out.
All right.
NFL Week 8 picks.
Cool. So before we get to the picks, I definitely want to see as the trade deadline for the NFL is coming up this week. So didn't want us to really just focus on necessarily our team. So the question that's on the table is what's a trade that two teams should come together and mutually agree upon. Like maybe there's a trade out there for Carolina to go get Deshaun Watson. Do you think that's a good idea? The Green Bay Packers just made a solid move. Well, they had a solid win against Arizona. So do they go all in on what they want to do? So in the order of Trevor, Sharkey, Tuke, and then myself, what are some trade ideas that y'all think should happen before the deadline?
Oh man, I really have tried to pay attention to who all has requested a trade or has looked because I know Desean Jackson is looked to be out on the trade market. Melvin Ingram from the Steelers is looking to be moved as well. Man, I know the Steelers didn't want to do this, and because I know they don't want to trade within the AFC, but I did hear that Kansas City was a potential trade partner for Melvin Ingram, and I tweeted this on Twitter. If the Chiefs are interested in Melvin Ingram, kindly send back Tyrann Mathieu, and all will be good. And Tyrann Mathieu may not move the needle as much, but at least it's somewhat of an upgrade in our secondary at the corner spot. So if I were to just name a trade that I would like to see with two teams, Tyrann Mathieu for Melvin Ingram between the Steelers and the Chiefs.
Yeah, I saw that trade too, and I think when the Steelers signed Melvin Ingram, I definitely thought it was an interesting move because they kind of in a sense committed to Tyler Highsmith already. They were still trying to figure out some of what they already had in their locker room, so kind of bring him on. I understood why they did it, but I mean he wants to win the championship, which is why he came to Pittsburgh. But I think with them getting more linebacker good play out of what they already have, just trade the man. I'm not.
Yeah, no, he is funny because he was told, I think prior to him signing, that hey, you're not gonna get as much playing time. We're set at the linebacker spot already with TJ and Alex Highsmith. You're gonna be there as a sub to spell for them. So for him to kind of come out and request a trade, and that's exactly what's been done. Because I haven't seen them on the field as much because Highsmith and TJ have been playing well. At this point, you got to move the man, and I think Kansas City is a pretty good trade partner. I also heard one for Desean Jackson, but Desean Jackson can't stay on the field enough for me. So,
yeah, I tend to agree with him. I don't think that's their best defensive player. I just really highly doubt they trade him. But then again, they do need somebody on their defensive line. But I don't think Melvin Ingram will be the player they trade him for.
They get rid of Daniel Sorensen too. That's what they need to get rid of.
That's what that would be there.
They straight up cut him.
They just cut him.
Yeah, they'll straight up cut him.
Because that man is getting burned.
That's the reason Watson simply is because I do believe if he get traded, he gonna be instantly put on his exempt list. We talked about that.
Yeah. So I think Tuke was next or Sharky for the trade.
To me, okay. Lito brought it up earlier, or really a couple of minutes ago, with Deshaun Watson coming to Carolina. I would love to see that trade happen, but because of the situation we went through with our past owner, Jerry Richardson, I honestly believe that kind of energy is the only reason that we don't have Deshaun Watson as a quarterback right now. If y'all don't know, he was Jerry Richardson was accused of like sexual misconduct and everything like that. So that'll be kind of like you bring in, not only a quarterback, but a top 5 talent to this team after having an owner who was accused of doing the same thing. I love Deshaun Watson. I would love to see him in a Panthers uniform, but the chances of that happening are damn near slim to none at this point. I would love to see us to get a blocker, some kind of protection for when Christian McCaffrey finally comes back. And then like the pathetic, performance from last week from Arnold, we got to get him some help. So I love to see a move for that. But I also like to see, y'all spoke about Desean Jackson, asking for a trade. I'm not sure how his relationship was with Jameis Winston back with the Bucks, but if he can find his way into a Saints jersey, the Saints don't have too many good receivers outside of Michael Thomas. So if they can get him,
I forgot he was on the team, to be honest with you.
Exactly. So, DJ, y'all just say he can't stay on the field, which may be true, but I think he can help the Saints. I'm not sure how their relationship was with Winston back when they played with the Bucks, but that's something I like to see.
Cool.
So who would you?
Yeah, I think. Didn't the Panthers already back out? Did the article and news come out?
I think I saw an article where they said that they backed out. But you never know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all like if our last owner won a shitty dude, then like I said, Deshaun Watson would be in a Panthers uniform right now.
Yeah, no question about it. It's basically putting out a fire, but you bringing kerosene to it. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. What question you had, Trevor?
No, I didn't have a question. I was just made my comment on that. But
okay,
it's on you, man.
For me, I guess I have two. I guess since y'all did y'all teams, for the Titans, either get. I don't know what tight end might be on the market, but if we can't get a tight end, Kyle Fuller from the Broncos, the cornerback, we could use some. I know we got Christian Fulton coming back, but Jack Rabbit, now Janoris Jenkins, I ain't calling him Jack Rabbit. He ain't playing like a Jack Rabbit. We need a replacement for him. He ain't it. I want to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt because Malcolm Butler's first year, his first half of the season, he struggled, but he played great the rest of this time in Tennessee. So I want to give Jack Rabbit that kind of benefit, but not really. We can get Kyle Fuller and just go ahead and keep him pushing with Caleb Farley being out for the season. But just general NFL trade, speaking of Melvin Ingram, J.J. Watt just got put out for the season. So the Cardinals, I think that's a move that they should look into possibly.
Didn't think about that one.
I sure forgot about JJ being out for the season. That is a good move.
Oh, yeah, we got something else. She hurt. They all know what goes on with the Panthers. Like when we get done. Nice.
I will look them up for sure. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Follows for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Definitely be.
Sharky, you. I had a trade I did for y'all. I had two. I have one for y'all and I have one for Green Bay. The one I had for Tennessee actually wasn't for Kyle Fuller because my worry with Kyle Fuller is he was really good. I think 3 years ago, and have not heard anything from him since then. So I'm not sure if that's injury, if that's him not playing to the level that he was. So I thought about what if y'all went for Stephon Gilmore for the Panthers? I know the Panthers just got him. But I feel like the Panthers made that move for Stephon Gilmore because they thought that they had a really good thing going. He's not going nowhere. Sam Darnold ain't playing that well. So I'm pretty sure they like, all right, well, let's see what else we can probably do at quarterback. So maybe they will be willing to give come off Stephon Gilmore. If anything, too, that helps y'all because you could get a better draft pick. See, when
I saw the videos of Gilmore coming in the city, like it was like, bro, I'm home. Like I've been wanting to play for.
He's from there.
Like he gonna sign anything with us, bro. Like
the Titans should have made their move before. They should have been the team.
They should have made the move before the Panthers did.
Yeah, they traded twice in the same year.
I believe Gilmore was one of the people that like decided where he wanted to go. To be honest with you,
because he want a new country. He want a new contract too. And like I said, he back home, so it's
back home. So yeah.
Titans. We got to pay Harold Landry.
Hopefully he can play.
Who has been balling, by the way?
Yeah, that's it. We got to pay him.
The other one that I had is for Green Bay. Like that win that Green Bay had on Thursday against Arizona was really, really impressive.
It was good.
And I think if you're the Green Bay management, you know that Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. So I think the least that they could do is make a trade for some type of receiver. I know Aaron Rodgers is going to do what he's going to do with the receivers that he has. And Devontae Adams is just special. But I think they still need to get some form of a solid number 2 guy in there. So, again, OBJ is still out there. I think we just talked to Desean Jackson. I had one more receiver that I can't think of right now. But just do something for Aaron Rodgers. Like that win was really impressive. Like so, maybe adding another solid number 2 receiver will help you get over the hump of potentially you got to go against the Rams or got to go against the Bucks in the NFC at some point. You got to go against one of them teams to get to the Super Bowl. So like go all out with it being Aaron Rodgers last year is what I'm thinking with that one.
Man, you know, common sense ain't common in the NFL, dog.
It's crazy.
It's not just an NFL.
One of the best quarterbacks, one of the best quarterbacks of like of our generation. He just refused to just go get him a receiver. It's crazy. Anything else? Cool.
I don't think Desean gets traded. I don't see nobody making that move.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he's upset. I mean, I wouldn't not surprised he's upset, but I think he had to know going into that situation what it was. Like Cooper Kupp is a legit Robert. He's a true like number 1. Robert Woods is a true like a really good receiver. So I'm not sure exactly what he thought this was. Like
I said
they're going to get the ball, they're going to get targets.
I meant Deshaun Watson. I think I must say Jackson. I meant Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But to your point about Deshaun Jackson, I think Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, I think he gone where
I'm surprised he ain't hurt by now. To be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
No, when Sarah said he only gets hurt when he played for the Eagles. I guess when he was in Washington, he was healthy.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, let's move on to the NFL Week 8 picks. So first up, we just talked about this team.
Do we have
Carolina Panthers going against the Atlanta Falcons? I think this is a pretty decent matchup. Two teams. In my opinion, that's kind of going in opposite directions. Atlanta has kind of played well over the past couple of weeks. Carolina has not played well over the past couple of weeks. So just kind of want to get you guys' take on who's going to win the game. Same order.
Oh, man. Yeah, as you said, Carolina's kind of been on the down spiral as of late. Atlanta has been playing very well. This is really a toss-up for me, man. I really do not know. And I think just last week was just put a whole lot in perspective for me, like with the Panthers. I hate to do it, but I'm going to take the Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons in the close one. I just think that Atlanta keeps it rolling. I will definitely give them at least I'll give them a 3-point win. I will say that much. Wouldn't mind being wrong here, but I'm going to take the Falcons to get this one.
Interesting. Got it. Took you next, sir.
Do I got to pick?
Yeah.
Because y'all know how much I hate the Falcons. Like y'all know me for years.
I don't think I knew that.
I hate the Falcons. They're overrated. Matt Ryan overrated. Thank God Julio with my boy team. But last week against the Giants was one of the worst performances I've ever seen by my Panthers. And it was against a Giants who ain't got nobody. So it's hard for me to
everybody was hurt.
Yeah, everybody's been hurt for the Giants.
And I'm like Stephon Gilmore, we just talked about him. I think this will be his first game playing for us. So our defense will be there. But we got to score points. We can't score. We can barely score a field goal. So I want to pick my Panthers so bad, and I hate picking the Falcons. Now I'm going Panthers. I can't pick the Falcons. I'm going with the Panthers so much, and I believe in us so much because
Oh,
if it was
the
anybody else, I'd
multiple
pick anybody else.
Okay.
If it was anybody else, I'll roll with them right now. But because I hate
But
the
just
Falcons,
because-
that should let y'all know how much I hate the Falcons. Go Panthers.
So,
All right.
Well, like me and Tuke just gonna dive in the Panthers. We in last place and I pick them anyway, so we might as well just go and keep
Might as
diving,
well
man.
swing. Might as well
Yeah,
keep
might as well
swinging.
that swinging because I'm going with the Panthers too, man. They got to stop the bleeding at some point. 3 lost 4 in a row. I just don't trust the Falcons. And sure, the Panthers just lost to a team they beat, but the Falcons' 3 wins have been against the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Giants. So I mean, when I think about that, I'm like,
At least they can beat the Giants.
that's what I say. I was like, I need to lose some Giants, so it's kind of hard to say that. But I'm like, you know what? Give me the Panthers.
Shout out to the Falcons for winning that week because I think that was part of the perfect week. But go ahead, Scott.
I got to catch up with y'all.
So I hate to
I'll pick the Falcons.
exactly what Tuke said.
No, you good. You are good, bro. Trust me. If it was anybody but the Falcons, I'd be picking them right now.
I'll
That
choose
is
the Falcons.
only
So we
reason
can
I'm picking Carolina. That is
pick
the
up one
only
game on
reason
y'all.
I'm picking
Come on.
Carolina, bro. That is
What?
I've cost myself so much money betting on the Falcons, bro, that I'm just like, I will never do that again. Like when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. And the Falcons has cost me too much money. So that's why I'm going with Carolina. I promise you, this could have been the Texans, and I promise you, I probably would have picked the Texans. I'm just playing, but I'd never bet on the Falcons. Never in my lifetime again. So I'm going with the Panthers.
All right.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't either.
All right. So next up.
I'll never catch
Pittsburgh
up.
Steelers are going to Cleveland, Ohio. Very important game, actually. And I think it's important in terms of whoever wins this particular matchup still has a chance of making the playoffs. Whoever loses this, I think is pretty much out of it, unless they make a pretty decent run in the second half of the season. And so you know how we are when we talk Steelers and Browns. So same order, who's winning this game?
Hoo-wee.
All these are tough, by the way.
Yeah, only the tough. Welcome to the AFC North, everybody.
Where nothing makes sense.
Where nothing makes sense in the AFC
Hey,
North.
shout out to the Bengals. Who they?
Yeah.
Where nothing makes sense.
Who they?
Like I said, nothing makes
Literally.
sense right now. Nothing
Who
makes
they?
sense.
Lamar Jackson
solid.
turn back up.
To
man.
Skylar's point, I think the winner of this game still has a chance for the playoffs. I think if the Steelers win, they still have a chance at the division because they still haven't faced Baltimore just yet. And they still have one more matchup with Cleveland and Cincinnati apiece after this Sunday. Cleveland's getting Baker back. How well he's going to be playing, I'm not sure, but they're also getting Nick Chubb back, so that's a good sign for them. This is definitely one of my Tunica Trevor bets. The Steelers were a 4-point underdog here. Give me Pittsburgh in this game. I think the offensive line is finally starting to click. I know a couple of pieces are going to be out. I'm pretty sure now that Pittsburgh has figured out that to have some form of success, you need to hand the ball off to Najee Harris. I think the Steelers are, 2-0, or I believe when Najee Harris has 16 or more carries. So it's going to be a heavy dose of Najee Harris. Honestly, whoever establishes the running game between these two teams is probably going to win 90% of the time. So give me the Steelers here. And Tunica Trevor bet, I will take the Steelers as +4, as a +4 underdog. They're either going to win outright, and if they lose, it'll probably be by 3. So Pittsburgh.
Cool.
Good one on that one, Trev. Running the game, like that's the most important thing that will be a part of this game. Of course, I'm rolling with the Browns. I think they're going ahead to get, Chubb going. Baker Mayfield ain't been the Baker, of previous years or a couple years, but like Trev said, the running game is going to win this one, and the Browns got the 2 better ones. So give me the Browns.
Yep. I don't think Kareem Hunt is back.
No,
but
Kareem
they're
Hunt's
third
still
string.
out.
That third string.
Kareem
is
Hunt's
still
still
out.
out. They're getting Nick Chubb.
Third string did his thing.
The third string is nice, though. The third string is nice.
Deontay Johnson? Deontay Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
hey, he did his. Thank you for helping me win my fantasy last week, dog.
Yeah, we win 1 too. But I got to ride with Tuke, man. We got to ride together because, like I said, we're at the bottom. So Browns the deals, man. Me and him got to catch up to y'all. So
Let's go.
Yes,
sir, we got it. Yes, sir,
please pick your
we needed
Steelers.
this.
Please pick your Steelers. We got to catch up, man.
Oh, man.
We need it this week, Sharky. We need
it. Sorry, I can't help you on this one. Again, when somebody tells you who they are, then you believe them. The Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, even though they've won two straight against a Denver team at that point. I think it was 2-0, maybe 3-0.
They're like the Panthers,
the Texans, and whomever else. So Denver, to me, was not that good. And we beat Seattle, who was without Geno, and a couple plays here. There,
overtime.
Could have won that game. So I still don't believe
a game that shouldn't have gone to overtime. Thank you, Ref.
I still don't believe the Steelers' offense. The defense, in my opinion, is still legit. But I think Cleveland will make an additional player or two here to win the game. So I'm going with Cleveland.
All right. So I'm by myself once again.
So either Trevor is about to take who in first place? Is Trevor in first place right now?
He's tied with me.
So something about to happen between y'all two. Somebody about to be somebody about to be
Trevor had a perfect week last week.
Is that what?
I think he had a perfect week last week.
Jesus, man.
Well, we're rolling with Trevor then. I'm rolling with Tyler then. We need Tyler. We need your picks to hit. Need your picks to hit.
I don't know, man. I ain't been doing too well lately.
Oh, Lord.
All right. And then last one, again, another difficult one. Washington football team going against the Denver Broncos.
Some good games this week,
I think had a pretty bunch of hype going into the season. I think Washington did nationally. There was a lot of talk about how good their defense was going to be. They had Ryan Fitzpatrick, who, man, I forgot that quickly he was on the team. And then a lot of people were into Denver Broncos, of course, naturally because of their defense and because of the signings that they made to, put at the quarterback spot. So neither of these teams are doing well either. So tell me who y'all got winning.
Yeah, this is really a toss-up between two teams that pretty much have the same trajectory this season. They'll beat a lot of the real bad teams, but when they play somebody that's highly decent, they just decide not to show up. I'm actually rolling with the Broncos here. I think Denver is just slightly better than Washington. I think Washington last Sunday against Green Bay, if I'm not mistaken, they had 4 trips in the red zone, did not come away with a touchdown. I think it was a 24-10 loss. That's a little alarming for me. If you can't score against Green Bay, you're definitely going to have a difficult time trying to score against Denver. So give me the Broncos here.
So I'm on ESPN right now, and it says that if the Broncos lose, this will be their first winless October since 1967. And of course, they're playing a team with no name, so it's all bound to happen. Like I told y'all last week, the Matrix is glitching right now. So I'm rolling with Washington right now.
Dang, Took. I'm gonna have to go with Tunica Trevor on this one, dog.
That's cool, bro.
He mentioned they're only scoring 10 points against the Packers. They only scored 13 against the Chiefs. The Chiefs. They scored 13. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah,
they only scored 13 against the Chiefs.
If you can't score against the Chiefs and the Packers, you're gonna have a real tough time scoring against them. And this is without Von Miller. Their defense is still pretty nice. So,
sorry, Took. Who was your pick?
Washington.
He picked Washington.
Team with no name.
Gotcha. Okay. Sharky, you went with two. Sharky, you went with the Broncos.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, just trying to make sure I got these right. So I guess it's on me. Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. This is exactly what y'all have said already. Washington have been able to move the football against anybody. Taylor Heineke, I'm not sure what Washington thought they had in Taylor Heineke for them to lose Ryan Fitzpatrick and then just we gonna roll with this guy. I'm not sure what led them to say, yeah, that's him and we gonna move on with him. That surprises me, but hey, it is what it is. So he hasn't played well. I've heard nothing of Washington's offense at all this year, so I'm going with Denver.
And Cam is vaccinated now.
Yeah, Cam's vaccinated. So hey, Washington, give him a call.
Look, if they wanted them, they would have been called them. I think Washington at this point, I think setting themselves up to get a better quarterback. Like we went
They're
from
probably
Jake
going to
Down
go to the draft.
when we had Jake down home, then went from Clausen to Cam Newton. I get these kind of vibes in Washington.
Jimmy Clausen.
Jimmy
Ooh,
Clausen.
I know, man. Thank God for Jimmy Clausen. Thank God for Jimmy Clausen. Because if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have Cam Newton. So I think this could be the same thing that happened.
There can't be a lot of people that are saying that out there in the world.
Because, like you said, they don't get Cam if Jimmy Clausen ain't
we don't get Cam.
Well, we was the same way because between Cordell and Ben, Jesus Christ, we had a bevy of quarterbacks. So
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like us between Steve McNair and now Ryan Tannehill. Everybody can beat the Packers.
That's true.
Have a great quarterback every 20 years.
That is true.
But not after this year. Good luck. All right, let's get out. NBA, take it to the courts.
Yes, sir. Man, Ja that guy. I love watching Ja Morant play. Shout out to him being the Warriors the other day. It was a fun game. But now it's time we done got a couple games under our system, a week or two to watch our players. Now it's time to make those predictions that the world's been waiting for because y'all love Let's Be Real so much. We're gonna get right into let's start low, man. Who y'all got winning Rookie of the Year?
In any order?
We go Shark, Lito, and Trev. All the way from Denver. She finna go to the game.
No, they're about to come home. They've been partying in California for a week. So you said it's on me too?
Yeah, we go Sharky then you.
So you said Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, Rookie.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
He's on you, Shark.
I think Shark is pondering on.
Bro, he's froze. Okay.
Oh wow.
So while he's gone, so I'll go. For me, I'm still like riding on this Jalen Green thing. Like, I just like everything that I've seen from him. His explosiveness, like him being able to score the ball at all different levels. He's made quite a bit of plays already. That's got him trending on Twitter here and there. And I'm sorry if I have to go here, Trevor, but when I see Jalen Green, I get T-Mac vibes. I just actually get that. Just because he's slim, he's a really good scorer, a really, really great finisher. People don't talk about that when they talk about T-Mac. T-Mac was a really aggressive guy at the rim. So Jalen Green just naturally reminds me of that. And of course, he's in Houston, so there's that. But I'm gonna go with Jalen Green.
Oh man. I know it's way early. I still need to see a little bit more out of a couple people because it seems like one night it'll be I'll be like, okay, Jalen Green could be that guy. Then there was a couple games, Chris Duarte for the Pacers, actually looked pretty solid as well.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Mobley has probably been the most steady out of the bunch as of right now. And I still need to see Cade Cunningham. I need to see what he's going to do once he eventually plays a game for the Pistons. But if I had to choose somebody, I'm going to roll with Lito. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jalen Green. I think it's about to be a nice little youth movement in Houston right now. Houston has a lot of great young talent right now. And what I'm seeing from Green, I've watched Jalen Green this whole time in the G League. Like, he looks comfortable. One of the things that you would never say about a rookie these days is that he looks comfortable on the floor because of this time in the G League playing against other pros. Like, it just comes naturally easy to him. Like Scotty said, he's able to put up buckets, 3-level scorer, can definitely finish at the rim. Like, he just looks comfortable. Like, he looks like an NBA player. Looks like he's been in the league 2 or 3 years already, and he's just a rookie. But if I had to choose somebody right now, it would definitely be Jalen Green.
So, Chris Duarte, man, got on my fantasy team. Looking nice.
He's solid, bro.
He is a solid pick. Kudos to Indiana for picking.
Yeah, that's a hit for them.
Yeah, that was a pick. That was a person in Memphis State at 17 that was on their list, but we're not about to go there.
That's another podcast for another day.
Chris Duarte, man. Chris Duarte. I just believe Karis, he's averaging 20 points, 19.8 right now. I just believe Karis LeVert, he's been out. And I don't know, is TJ Warren ever coming back? If he comes back, Karis LeVert is coming back. If TJ Warren does come back, that cuts into Chris Duarte's playing time because they're both starting. So
yeah, but will it? Like I get exactly what you're saying.
LeVert
Those are two stars.
definitely is.
Get you there.
Karis LeVert definitely is. Now I can say TJ Warren, maybe not. Karis LeVert is though.
When you see Chris Duarte is solid,
now,
man. And
they could start together. Yeah, they could start together. To your point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think his scoring goes down. It's tough. I can see. I'm thinking for Rookie of the Year, for instance. I'm thinking like that's going to cut into his Rookie of the Year campaign.
Yeah.
But Jalen Green looking nice. Evan Mobley looking nice. But I'm going to go with Scotty Barnes, bro. That man right there.
Come on, man.
Scottie Barnes. Right that was one I looked at too.
When they drafted him, I was like, what? He shut us up. Well, it shut me up for sure. A lot of other people out here like, who? I thought they should took Jalen Suggs, but nah, give me Scotty Barnes, bro. I think Toronto, maybe Indiana might be the best team of there. I don't know. Toronto, Indiana would be better than the other teams. I kind of feel like Scotty Barnes is more he's the one that better players on Toronto. He can lead them to club, maybe to an 8 seed or something. But I can see a scenario that happen. They give it to him over Jalen Green or if Kay Cunningham comes back, because both their teams gonna be so bad. I know Rookie Year goes to whoever the best rookie is, but after Ja got it, almost getting
the standard is kind of the standard is kind of. Though I say I still need to see Cade just to see what just to kind of really get a measure of it. But yeah, Scotty Barnes looked great. So, but Toop, you're up.
Yeah, she been all over the land, lady.
So yeah, my pick. My pick was like Sharky's. Like I didn't expect him to say Scotty Barnes. I thought I was gonna be the only person to pick him. But when the Raptors drafted him, of course, all of us were confused. But I believe that they did go with the best player they thought was available. You can see that when they got Van Vliet, when they picked Precious Achiuwa, like their front office know what the hell they're doing as far as drafting players. So, like I said, when they got Scotty Barnes, all of us were confused. But a part was like they know what they're doing. They'll be all right. And then Scotty Barnes, here he is, I think, averaging the most points out of all the rookies right now. So he's on a good team. Well, he's on an upcoming team. They could fight for that 8 seed, and because of that, I think he can go ahead and win, like you said, Shark, Rookie of the Year. All right, so let's move up to Defensive Player of the Year. Who y'all got?
This one's tough, man. Because I think there's always talk for Giannis to get it. I think there may be some fatigue with that particular pick. Man, I honestly have no idea. I'll put this name out there because I want him to get more recognition. I'm still go Bam. I've been a big advocate of Bam and his ability to play defense, and he does not get the recognition that he rightfully deserves. But you say somebody being able to guard 1 through 5 like with no issue. I've seen him do that quite a bit of time over and over. So I'm just throw that name out there. I don't think he'll get it, but I think he should definitely be a candidate.
Yeah, he should definitely be in the consideration because he did exactly what you just said last night against the Hornets, which is why they got the win that they got. With this award, there's probably going to be a lot of fatigue between Giannis, Rudy Gobert, especially after him getting torched in the playoffs by Terrence Mann, and of course Draymond as well, because those are your typical 3 guys who's usually in the running for that award every single year. I'm going to roll with Bam as well. I just think that at some point you're going to have to pay attention to what this guy has been able to do on the defensive end. I think a lot of times we forget, we pay attention to the stats and everything and just look at, blocks, rebounds and things of that nature, or just look at the analytics and things of that nature and kind of just take that as opposed to just seeing what we see on the floor, what we watch on TV. And Bam's ability to guard 1 through 5, which is a rarity in the NBA these days, doesn't get highlighted enough. He doesn't get as many blocks as the other guys. He may not get as many rebounds as the other guys, but I think at some point you got to give him some recognition. And I think if Miami is a top team in the East this year, I think finally he gets that nod. So, and I think Miami will be a top team in the East. So give me Bam.
And I agree with y'all for the same reasons. I think Bam gets it. I think Miami might have the best defense in the league by just judging for the first couple of weeks. And I think it continues with Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Bam. you got that's defense right there, and I think that's gonna continue. And I think Bam will get that recognition this year. I think Miami will be one of the top seeds in the East, and that'll help out with it. And like you said, but like Scott said,
can just stay healthy. If y'all can just stay healthy, Miami is going to be. I think I don't care if you're Brooklyn, I don't care if you're Philly, I don't care if you're anybody in the East. Like you gotta like look and pay attention at what Miami is doing defensively, and they've been good defensively like for a minute. But this year, if they can continue playing at the level that they are and staying healthy, they're gonna be somebody to mess with.
I agree more, and I think we got a sweep with this one because I'm going Bam as well. Most defensive teams, most great defensive teams, when you do have a player win an award, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go to the big man. We can, call out the Marc Gasol and the, Tony Allen situation, or with the Pistons back in the day when they had great defensive people and Chauncey and Rip, but Ben Wallace won the award. So I think 9 times out of 10 it does go to the big. So we got a Bam sweep with that one. Shouldn't be a sweep on this one. 6th man of the year. Who y'all got?
Can I say Carmelo Anthony?
You can say Carmelo Anthony.
I'm going to say
Carmelo Anthony
for the simple fact that he's going to get a lot of minutes for the Lakers team, which is going to allow him to put up the points, requisite to win that particular award. I think the Lakers I didn't watch the game last night, but I think some form of their 5, at least closing the game, has Melo in it in some type of fashion. To kind of help, put another shoe on the floor for LeBron and AD and Russ. So I think that's going to allow Melo to, to get up his points, get up his stats like that. So I'm going Melo.
Melo as well for the exact same reason. I watched the game last night against Cleveland, and then of course I watched the game against the Grizzlies. Like him getting the minutes that he's getting and still being able to do what he does is going to work wonders for the Lakers. And I think it's just a matter of him just coming in the game and just do you. And for those 2 games, it's paid off for Melo and for the Lakers. So I really can't see anybody else kind of mirroring what he's doing right now. So yeah, give me Melo for 6th man of the year.
This is tough for me because this player could very well win most improved player, and that's Tyler Hero. So I'm not sure he's not gonna win both. Now I'm trying to figure out which one he most likely would win, and that's the tough one.
Same boat.
Give me, because he can get most improved player. I give Tyler Hero. I think his scoring, he's averaging probably close to 20 now. I think that's gonna go down some, so that's gonna help. That's gonna hurt him more than the most improved because his numbers last year still like 13, 12, 13. So if he just jump up to 16, that's not big enough to win most improved. So yeah, I give him 6 man. I give him 6 man. I almost went with DeAnthony Melton. With Dylan Brooks coming back, I think DeAnthony Melton will come off the bench, and he'll be the only scorer off the bench because ain't nobody else. Brandon Clark, goodness, but give me give me Tyler Hero.
Yeah, Clark ain't hindered what I think he
Are you saying what I think you saying, Sharky? Because there's another guy who could very well is probably going to be my pick for most improved if he stays on the run that he's on right now. But go ahead.
I love me some Melo. Great analysis on him. But the Utah Jazz are still undefeated. Jordan Clark won last year. He's averaging more points than Melo right now. And I think by the end of the season, Utah, like I said, they're number 1 right now. I don't see them falling too far off, to be honest with you. They could be a top 3 team. So same situation as last year, top 3 team, 17, 18 points a game. I think Jordan Clarkson averaging right now. So give me Jordan Clarkson right now. And like I was with you, Sharky. We can go most improved right now. My pick was actually Tyler Hero too. I'll go ahead and go. He's playing different. Like you see him playing different. If Sheedy is on, I'm pretty sure he can attest to it. And he's averaging 22 for 15 points a game last season. So if I had to pick on most improved right now, it'd be Tyler Hero. Who you got, Lito?
I'm talking. I was on mute. Y'all already said it's Tyler Hero, and Tyler Hero is one of those reasons why, like Sharky and I, we always say like what you do in the offseason, you can put up the videos, you can say you're working out with X, Y, and Z, but what you're showing me in the offseason, can you do that in the regular season? And what he put up in the offseason is what he's doing in the regular season. He's backing up all the talk that he was saying he was going to do. He looks much more poised. He looks much more like like a proven, like I'm not gonna say a proven NBA player, but he looks like he belongs. I'll say that. So he's looked really, really good to start the season. I hope he kind of continues that because again, that's nothing but added. That's icing on the cake for Miami.
Yep. My pick is also going to be Tyler Hero for most improved player, but for those exact reasons. But I do want to give an honorable mention to who could be in the running, and if things continue the way that they continue, and that's Desmond Bain, aka Phone Booth.
Hey, I like
Do
it. I
it.
like
Do
it.
what you
Second
want
leading
with
scorer right now on the Grizzlies at just below 20 a game, shooting above 40% from 3 on 8 attempts a game. Part of the reason why the Grizzlies are where they are right now at above 500, of course, we all know with Ja Morant. But I just think once Dillon gets back, if things may slow down just a tad bit for Desmond Bain, which could hurt him in the most improved player race, because at some point you got to factor in who's going to get more minutes between him and DeAnthony Melton.
Not if he come off the bench. If Bain come off the bench, he'll be fine.
They're not putting him on the bench. I'm sorry to tell you that.
It'd be Melton.
It's only so long that you can keep that on the bench, like at some point. But I think once, but at the same time, I think between him and DeAnthony Melton, once the debate becomes who should get more minutes, that's probably what's going to hurt him, and that's why I'm going to lean more towards Tyler Hero for most improved player.
And like I said, I chose him 6 man a year. I was juggling, so I chose him 6 man. So I got to choose somebody else. Most improved. Most improved normally goes to a player who takes that leap, right? It goes from like 15 points to 25 points. Julius Randle, perfect example. One got the most improved last year, made the All-Star team, made the jump. So on our Starting 5 podcast, it's actually a teammate of Desmond Bain's. I picked Ja Morant's MVP candidate. I'm not going to actually pick him to win MVP. He'll get most improved. Jumping from 19 points. He's at 30 points now. I'm pretty sure he's going to slow down. Yeah. But if he gets he gets 25, 26, 19 to 25, 26 points a game, shooting 54%, 40% from 3. Like, those numbers probably going to slow down. But if he just even stay like 37% from 3, 49% field goal, and he makes the All-Star team, Julius Randle last year, Ja Morant this year.
Yeah, that's All-Star. Yeah, that's All-Star numbers right there. Yeah.
Has there ever been a rookie of the year to win most improved? I don't think it's been.
I don't think so.
Well,
there may have been. I have to look.
Make some history, Josh. It's all about confidence. Like we brought up Tyler Hero, like playing with a Jimmy Butler, who's gonna tell you what's up, who's gonna keep it real. Bam, top 10 Larry. Like playing with those kind of guys that give you the confidence to go out and do your thing and back up what you was gonna say all summer. So. Salute to Tyler Hero, man. Speaking of confidence, somebody that should be giving their teams confidence, the coaches. Who do y'all have winning coaches of the year?
Coach of the year, I'm going to go with Taylor Jenkins. I'm going to go with Taylor Jenkins for the simple fact you see what this Memphis team looks like, to start the season versus kind of what they look like to kind of finish the season. Like, I just kind of like some of the moves that he's making. I think, a big part of that is starting Desmond Bain. So being able to make moves like that, and again, we talked about on the Starting 5 that the Grizzlies could very well win their division and have a top 4 seed. So I think if you go, if you have your team going from the 9th seed last year up to the 4th or, 4th or 5th, and again, you see what Ja's doing. You see what Desmond Bain is doing. You've seen what the team overall is doing. I think he should at least get some talk. Now, I don't think he'll win it, but if I had a vote at the end of the year, he would definitely be mine if all those things happen.
Put myself on mute there. Give me Taylor Jenkins also for coach of the year. I think for the Grizzlies, if they're able to make this jump that we're predicting them to make from being a 9 seed, basically being the 8 seed 2 years ago, Josh's rookie season, to the 9 seed and winning the play-in to get in the playoffs last season, and the potential for them to win the division and possibly end up in the top 4. At some point, you got to recognize what Taylor Jenkins has done here. So I'm going to go Taylor Jenkins here. Although he does got to fix the defense a little bit, but I still think he gets denied. So Taylor Jenkins.
Man, I just looked at the coach of the year some of the last couple of years, and I noticed Quinn Snyder has never won it. If Utah stay on this change trajectory,
What?
that they
Wait.
he hasn't won it.
Man,
Unless
okay.
he won
I thought he won it like
Yeah,
twice.
no,
Nah,
because Tibbs won it last year,
Well,
which
Tibbs won it
was
last year,
surprising
yes.
enough to me.
Nick Nurse won it. Nick Nurse
Nick
won it the
Nurse
year
won
before.
it,
Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah.
Yep,
God,
Dwayne Casey,
I
Mike
thought he won that
Budenholzer.
thing at least twice.
I
Golly, okay.
forgot, man.
I had
If
look. I was like,
if
has Quinn
Jenkins
Snyder
doesn't
won?
win it, if Jenkins doesn't win it, Quinn Snyder is my one.
He has to.
Yeah,
He
he's my
has to
one.
win it.
He has to get the nod at some point.
Like
'cause-
if they repeat when like they on their way to doing, they repeat what they did last year, the regular season. This year, he got it. I mean, for the fact that he hasn't won it yet, he probably should have won it last year. I understand Tom Thibodeau winning. I think I chose Tom Thibodeau because nobody's expecting
no, he should have won it
playoffs.
last year. He should have won it last year.
Yeah, because nobody expected
Tibbs
Utah to
got
make
it
that
'cause-
leap.
Only reason Tibbs got it is because it's New York.
Well, you remember, but you remember what you call Phoenix coach was in it too. Like he could have very well won it. So it was.
Well, he
that
was my
really
pick to win it, and I felt
That's
he should
mine
have won it too. I would have picked Snyder or Monty Williams before I picked
Tom.
Tibbs.
Yep. So yeah, give me Quinn Snyder. He got to win it. Like, hey,
Yeah,
that's beautiful that he hasn't won. He's done a great job in Utah.
He's my
since he's been there.
Trev, you pretty much just said the reason why I'm picking my coach of the year. It's New York. Give me Coach Tibbs. Right now they are tied for a number 1 seed right now with like a couple other teams. But the way that the Knicks are playing right now, the way that the culture is shifted, the way that everybody in the media is talking about him. If he was able to win last year, everybody gonna be on him this year. So it's New York, like you just said, and they're actually playing really, really good basketball. So give me Coach Tibbs.
All right.
And then last but not least, MVP. Who y'all got winning MVP?
All right.
Oh man, MVP is a tough one. I think KD's going to get it. I think KD's going to get it. I know Brooklyn is struggling right now. I still believe that Kyrie's going to get vaccinated at some point, which will help the team get better. Call it what you want. So I think that, and again, Brooklyn has struggled out the gate, but I think KD's going to. I think KD, there's going to be a couple times this year, KD kind of goes on like, a 30, 35, 40 point per game. He was going to do that for like a couple of stretches of the time. Like he's going to do that for several weeks at a time. So give me KD. I think they'll give it to him. I just hope it's not Luka again. Well, not again, but just I'm tired of that hype.
KD is a safe pick. Don't get me wrong, but I said what I said last year about KD. I think he's gonna do what you're saying he's gonna do, but I think at some point he's gonna preserve himself for the playoffs. This is gonna be out of the gate, but my MVP is gonna be Paul George. I think that what Paul George is doing right now, because especially if you watched the game last night where the rest of the Clippers just did not show up. If he stays on the run that he's been on with this tear and he's averaging around, I think he's averaging close to 40 right now. I think it's around it's north of 30, close to 35 a game right now. So if he stays on that run and somehow wills the Clippers to the playoffs, I can definitely see voters giving him the nod on some 2017 Russ type of deal. Just for the simple fact that Kawhi's been out and he's been able to maintain playoff contention for the Clippers. So it's a shot in the dark, but yeah, give me Paul George as MVP.
And kind of the same reason you picked Paul George, especially because they had to finish like top 4, top 5 for him to get it. Steph Curry for me. I think he was in the top. Well, he's in top 3, final 3 finalists last year.
He was in the last 3
last year,
and they didn't even make the playoffs. So what you think they're gonna do when they actually finish top 4?
Come on,
give me Steph. I think that they're gonna finish top 4 or 5. And I mean, at that point, if he's going off like he's been doing, even when Klay come back, Klay is gonna have to slow. Klay's gonna be slow, right, coming back in. Even when Klay gets back up to speed, it doesn't mess with Steph's stuff. I mean, Steph won the MVP back-to-back years with Klay. So give me Steph.
Man, Sharky, we here today, man. I thought Trev was my alien brother, but we here today, Sharky. We here. Of course, I'm rolling with Steph Curry, but literally the same reasons you just said, like to not make the playoffs and still, finish top 3. I mean, this MVP, the way it's going, if Warriors gonna be a top 3 team, especially when Clay, Kuminga, and Wiseman get into the mix, like, sheesh, that's that's a championship team right there. Which is the question I want to ask y'all: who y'all got going to the championship? I go ahead and start us off. As much as I want to actually go to Lakers, I'm not sure if Russ and LeBron the mesh like that in order for them to win a ring. Like they got all the other pieces. They can definitely add more shooting as well. But KD left Russ for a reason. And I love Russell Westbrook, Trev. I know you love Russell, but 2 ball dominant people that need the ball in their hands. Like, I don't care what people say. LeBron, he's 17 years into the league. You're not going to take the ball out of his hand just like that. And then you're giving it to Russ. So I'm not sure how that will mesh into a championship basketball. And I want to be wrong because I want Russ and Melo to win away. I want to be wrong. But right now, the Warriors are playing, like one of the best teams in the league, and they're missing pieces. So once they get them pieces back, they'll be going against the Bucks, who no one has an answer for Giannis. Y'all know I love me some KD, but damn, Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge and Paul Millsap not stopping what Giannis is about to do. And the Bucks are at an all-time high confidently right now. So give me the Bucks and the Warriors in the finals this year.
Warriors for me. I've seen what the Warriors have done to the Lakers several times, and that's hard to ignore. I just can't ignore what the Warriors are doing to the Lakers every time they match up. So I'm going to go with Warriors as well. Warriors and Nets. I'm sorry. Warriors and Nets.
Warriors and Nets. Okay.
I was about to say Warriors. Okay.
I would.
That'll be fun.
That's
too.
That's who we got winning. Period.
Cool.
I want to pick the Nets, but I think for them, losing Kyrie Irving was a huge blow to them because now for them to win games, they're going to actually have to play defense and get stops. Because with Harden, KD, and Kyrie, you basically was telling everybody, we finna score 150. You either match us or it's a guaranteed L. And now with Kyrie out, that's 25 to 30 gone a night. So now with KD and Harden, you got to try to lock in and get stops. And who knows what's going to happen with Kyrie. We don't even know if he's going to even play this season. Probably not because he's not going to get vaccinated. So I'm going to give the edge to the Milwaukee Bucks to come out of the East there. Now, as far as the West is concerned, I do think the Lakers figure it out. But I think it's not really more so of Russ. It's more so of Frank Vogel. And it's more so the most common sense thing that nobody just decides they want to do. Like, if you want this to work, put Anthony Davis at the 5 and put another shooter out there with Russ and LeBron. It's just that simple, but you don't want to do that.
You got to watch Kwame Brown, bro. You got to watch Kwame Brown. You got to watch Kwame Brown because he breaks that down perfectly on why they don't put Anthony Davis at the 5. Like perfectly. I'm gonna have to send you the link, bro.
Send me that link because I'll definitely watch. But yeah, you have to put them at the 5 or something like that, man. Just to at least try to make this work because with the 2 big lineup that you have, you can't have Russ on the floor with LeBron. Like you would have to stagger minutes with the 2 of them. Like at least try to keep at least one of them on the floor at all times. I do think they figured it out, man, but the Warriors are a well-oiled machine, man, and I don't see Phoenix look like they're going to take a step back. The Grizzlies are not ready yet. Utah, they'll make a run, but somehow somebody else will knock them out. So give me the Bucks and the Warriors, and I think the Bucks repeat.
Because nobody has an answer for Giannis.
Dang. Shout out to Antoine Galloway, man. Come
shout out.
Come in.
He's saying
come
for
in
sure.
on the
He's
show.
saying Bucks and Lakers.
Yeah.
I would love for that
Like,
matchup. I would love for Russ to get back to the finals and possibly have a chance at another championship. But Frank Vogel's gonna have to figure this out, man.
My man
It's
sure.
a rotation issue. It's all what it is. It's just a
like
rotation.
He done been to summer 2022 already. Like he's saying for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, what up, bro?
Of course, we have to do like some mid-season updates because a lot of stuff can happen between now and then. Injuries, trades, really swing out.
That's why
things.
we're doing it early, so in
Information.
mid-season we can change if we
Information
changes, so we can change our picks if we can. It's our show, so hey.
He also asked before we go, any love for Jamal Murray come back?
Denver doesn't know when he's coming back. And I watched him I watched him against Utah. I watched him get destroyed by Utah and then turn around and destroy the Mavs. But in the Utah game, Jokic went out. But I don't know. They don't know when he's coming back. I heard they're taking their time with bringing him back. And we all know that Jamal Murray is not prone for the regular season. He's more prone for the playoffs anyway. So when he gets back, let's just hope that Denver has a favorable matchup and have a favorable seed to where they can still make noise, because they could very well still make the playoffs but be below between 5 and 8. Let's just gonna keep it 100.
I'm somebody that believe like when you come into the season injured, 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna play your best, and with it being an ACL tear with Jamal Murray, who produces a lot for the Nuggets. I'm not sure if he can come back this season and make that impact we want him to. Most times, players have a summer, to better their body, to better their mind. So that question asks us that for next year. Like the Nuggets gonna be super scary next year, but this year I don't have too much love for Jamal Murray and the fella to tell y'all how I love the Nuggets. So
now this can all change. I will say this. Let me take a look. This could all change if Michael Porter Jr. gets him going. He's averaging 12 right now. He got that big contract. Like, we need you in the 20s, buddy. Especially with Jamal Murray.
Right, straight up.
Shout out to that guy Zach. He toned in, man. Lakers ain't making it.
They won't have the juice by the end.
I can be able to see that.
That's why here's the thing. That's why Russ is there, so LeBron can take games off. See the game against what game was that? I can't remember which game it was. It was the one before Oklahoma City where Russ and AD had that huge game. I think they both had 30 apiece. That's why they're there to kind of spell LeBron. But I kind of agree with you. I don't think they're gonna have a hit. They're gonna take a major injury at some point. And again, I don't think Frank Vogel is gonna figure out the rotation. Until I don't think he's going to figure out the road.
I'm gonna have to send you that link, bro. I'm gonna have to send you that link.
I talking about Michael Porter right here.
Yeah, Michael Porter.
I ain't got the bad.
And immediately came out and started struggling. Like,
oh man. But my pick for the finals right now, early season. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and go on the wild side. Nobody's picking them. I believe they got humbled a little bit in the postseason last year. They choked against the Clippers, but give me Utah. Give me Utah. They're gonna use that as the motivation to come out of the playoffs this year and prove everyone wrong to make it to the finals. And early season, if Miami and Milwaukee play again, give me Miami. So give me Miami versus Utah, the ugliest finals ever.
I like that.
That's early season.
Ain't ugly for me.
Early
I
season.
love it.
Right, I like that.
That's early season.
Hey,
Antoine, I had to choose different, man. It's early season. We're gonna change some stuff.
It's early. Look,
here's the thing with Utah.
Antoine, I guarantee you most of these picks are gonna change around the All-Star break.
But here's the thing with like Utah literally have like all of the pieces there.
They
like
really
I don't know, it's like a mental thing.
Yeah,
it's very mental.
Like they got a great coach, they got a superstar in Donovan Mitchell, great defense. They don't have the world talking about how Rudy Gobert gave the world COVID last year. So it's like they there. Like literally nobody said
they're right.
Nobody said nothing about them. Yeah.
Nobody said, and they're literally like one of the only undefeated teams. They may be the only undefeated team left in the league. So Utah is there. They're there.
I think they are because
they're gonna be number 1 seed again for sure. It's just when it comes down to the playoffs, what they're gonna do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He also said,
and Utah are the only undefeated team as of right now.
Yeah, they're.
Hey, that's a bold. Hey, that's a bold.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
And what? No look. I mean, here's the thing. We talked about this last year. Like, whenever a Grizz player gets traded, they win a ring. So, I mean, it's still there. Mike Conley's still there. Mike Conley's still there. Come on, dog. The conspiracies are there. We
He got another contract too and doesn't stay in Utah. Yeah, like Utah is nice, but it's just like something always happens with them and they end up being knocked out. So, I can see it 100%, but
they need to start playing actual trap jazz in them. Maybe that'll get the people going. Like, it's all in the music. I know I love me some. Play some trap jazz, man.
Instead of Sweet Caroline.
Come on, man. Remix Sweet Caroline for my boys.
Oh man. Right. I would say if Utah can make it because Conley's exactly, and that's that does give me pause because he's never healthy when it comes down to postseason. So he got to stay healthy. Yep. That's 100%. If Clay comes back, it's gonna be a wrap for the West unless they match up with the Warriors. Oh yeah.
100%.
Let's take them out.
That's why they match up with the Warriors. Still a job. Hey.
I like that one. They made Miami take it. Yeah, I don't know nobody saying about Miami. I mean, I think that's not that far fetched. They were just there 2 years ago. They look really good so far with the new additions. And Tyler Hero looks back to what everybody thought the trajectory he was on.
Tyler Hero to kind of keep it consistent for me to be like, all right, maybe Miami can knock off Milwaukee because I said it on starting five. Grayson Allen was a nice little addition to Milwaukee to their starting five. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
But anybody got trolling now?
Nah, I don't.
Not this week.
I DJ'd last night. It was just weird. Like we brought up Sweet Caroline. It was just weird that an 8-year-old asked me like 3 times to play Sweet Caroline. Like an 8-year-old asking me to play Sweet Caroline.
Wow.
Like, I just had to.
You know what? That needs to be a debate. Like,
as far as
what will be considered the white folks, like, not necessarily I was say national anthem, not the national anthem, because for us
it's swag surfing.
It's either Nuck If You Buck or swag surfing. Like, what will be
or Memphis did some stuff here in Memphis.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. That's a nice debate. I'll go Journey. Don't Stop Believing. Like, cause I get live off that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Don't Stop Believing. Yeah, Don't Stop Believing. Yeah.
Living on a Prayer. Living
on a Prayer is a good one too.
That's a good one.
I think Antoine brought back up the Bucks about DiVincenzo. I agree, but I think if Grayson Allen continues to play as well as he's been playing, I think DiVincenzo's minutes is going to shrink just a little bit. I still think he gets playing time, and I still think he'll be effective. But if Grayson's doing what DiVincenzo was asked to do, they'll be fine.
Right.
Yep. All right, man. That's for this episode. Thanks. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to Antoine, Zach, Miss Wanda Catchings, Mama Catchings. Make it back to Memphis safely. And my guy Mike Patton for touring AFC South. Be sure to check out his show. Before we end off, of course, let's do our own promo. Welcome to Let's Be Real Media, a podcast network that provides your official game plan for sports, culture, and music. Headlined by the Let's Be Real podcast, featuring P Shark, Scott Lido, Tel Shakir, Trevor, Sheedy, and Savage, and includes other podcasts like the I Don't Know Sports podcast by Savage, the Let's Tighten Up podcast by P Shark, Scooting with Sheedy by none other, the name says it itself, Sheedy, Pittsburgh County podcast by Trevor, and Let's Talk About It by Uncle Mike. You can follow us on social media at LB Real Media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And as you can see, the website, go on the website, lbrealmedia.com to check us out. Thanks. And there we have it. Shout out to Antoine. Said shout out to us, man.
Appreciate that,
great work, man. Appreciate that for sure. We definitely. I tweeted there. Yep. I tweeted this week. I'm like, we truly appreciate anybody who who tunes into us. Check us out, man.
We working out here, man. We trying out here. We trying to be the new thing in the city. So hey.
On the up and coming, of course, let's tighten up this week. Going to LA for the LA Rams Sunday night game. Titans Rams next Sunday. So I might go live.
In the house. Okay,
yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Might have to go live on the Titans podcast page. I'll let everyone know. Got a California Titans fan. So
that's what's up.
Yep. So man,
A California
you gotta take
Titans fan.
Yeah,
He gotta be
like
from
a
Nashville.
I'm
they got
pretty
like
sure
a
it's all
whole
out there. It's
yeah.
all out
They got
there.
like a
I'm
whole
pretty sure.
group. They got like a
Yeah.
tailgate and everything. I'm checking that joint out.
Ah, he been
So, yeah.
Sharky's gonna be lit.
Yep.
In the Cali.
But yeah, it's coming up. But like I said, anybody else got anything?
Man, look up crypto, y'all. Y'all, this is gonna be
Yes.
one of the
Look
things that
to
I
invest.
talk about.
I'm looking to invest in crypto too. When you had that conversation, because I am looking.
We need to have that conversation on this show.
Yeah,
I'm somebody
and-
that's a strong advocate at this point for cryptocurrency.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about that later on, next episode, whenever. But we need to have that conversation on this show for real.
Yeah, and be on the lookout for the next mixtape called To Infinity and Desean by by John B. Lightyear and
It's like
I'm true.
it's like oh man, I can't wait to see that movie. Shout out to Chris Evans.
I gotta see that joke too though. That joke gonna be nice.
We need a black
show.
one. Hey, I'm on it.
I agree.
I
agree.
Hey, I'm researching. Dog. Come on, I already got the name for it and everything for a black crypto. I'm telling y'all. All right, y'all think I'm playing? Y'all,
Hey,
think I'm playing.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I know, right? Yeah,
I got
he going to Cali to the.
My flight was free.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with the flight.
Them reward smiles kick in, man.
you going by yourself or you going with the wifey?
I gotta go by myself. We'll discuss off air, but yep.
All right.
Bet.
All right, y'all. Till next time, though. Peace.
Deuces.